All right, what do we got today? The QSP Penguin. This is green micarta. This is a D2 blade. This is a very inexpensive knife. It's an open design. There's your standoffs here. You've got ambidextrous thumb studs. It's a liner lock. Comes in a box like this, and the plastic, and then you get the card, which is nice because they tell you about the actual knife that you're buying here. 7 inches overall, 3-inch blade, so it's a 7 and a 3. Show you where the jimping is, the lanyard hole, all that kind of stuff. Liner lock. And that's what QSP Knives does. Here's your information on it. The Penguin D2 blade linen micarta handle. The QS 130-C. So, 3-inch blade, 7 inches overall. I've had this for maybe a couple of months. I sent it off to get tested for elements, and yes, it's D2. Okay, you can see that in my batch 35 or batch 36 video on knife test results. I think maybe batch 36. So I just got that done and that batch video done, so now I can talk about this. Now, I didn't get a Rockwell hardness number, but we do have a guy that can do Rockwells again now that Kurt is not doing them anymore, but he has passed the torch as well as the Rockwell machine on. So I'll be starting to get Rockwells on upcoming knives that I do reports on. Deep carry pocket clip, and looks like the pocket clip comes in through underneath that micarta scale on either side, and you can see the screws here available. So yes, the screws are not flathead screws, but it looks pretty decent. I put it in my pocket, didn't notice that there was a hang up or a problem with it. So, and they're really pretty inexpensive. $29.66 out of stock currently on this particular one. But and here's your specs, by the way, which we just saw on the card. But yeah, interesting, huh? And you know, you use LTK as a discount code on White Mountain knives and get 10% off. So I mean, as inexpensive as $29 gets, it gets even less expensive. You're kind of into Ganzo knife range at that point, in the mid $20 range, with real D2 and real linen micarta. I think that's really attractive to some people. They've really been attracted to this knife, and that's why I'm talking about it. I think it's a good little knife to carry myself. I mean, it's centered, okay? Here's your lockup. 20%, 25%. Easy to disengage the lock bar, and there's jimping on it. Okay, drops away. And we'll take it apart. I think this is on washers, bronze washers, so it's not on bearings. So it doesn't have the same kind of drop as bearings would, but not bad. Fairly quick over the detamp ball. But then, again, you don't have a lot of junk you're going to get into your bearings because you don't have bearings, you got washers. So, you know, it's a little easier to keep clean. Kick it open with your thumb or, you know, your middle finger on the backside. How much does it weigh? How much does it weigh? You know, obviously the ergos are pretty good on this knife, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so we got 90 grams. Not much, is it? Let's roll it around to ounces. 3.2. Okay, 3.2 ounces all in. And just real quick, let's see what we've got. 0.46, so same width. If you have a paramilitary 2 or a para 3 or something like that, it's going to be the same thickness as that right there. Okay, 11.9 millimeters. And let's take the blade stock reading, 3 millimeter, okay, 0.11, and that's pretty appropriate for a 3-inch knife, 9-inch or 9 inches overall, 3-inch blade, and 7 inches overall. And you can see it's 3.1 something, not 3.2, but 3.15 maybe at 80 millimeters, and then overall 7 inches at about 18 centimeters. And there we go. Drop it again. Now kick it open. Let's grab a piece of paper. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it seems pretty sharp right out of the box. The box is nice and solid, but nothing fancy, that's for sure. But then again, you're all in this thing at about $27 or less, so there's nothing to complain about with that. Let me see. Yeah, the plunge on the grind looks pretty symmetrical. I mean, actually, fit and finish is pretty decent. We will take this apart, just kind of take a look inside. But yeah, I mean, there's no like edginess anywhere, little edges that grab you or do this or that. It's easy to disengage that lock bar, and yes, then it's over the detemp ball. So no, it's not all that fidget friendly necessarily because it doesn't have a great drop, but not bad for washers really, and nice bronze washers too. No synthetic stuff, this and that. I mean, I prefer bronze myself. So now ergos. I can get all 4 fingers on here, so that's good. You got a little choil up here. Yeah. Nice satin grind. Okay. Like I said before, super deep carry pocket clip that can go right or left hand. I like the micarta. It's pretty grippy. It's got good traction on it. You got jimping on top of the blade, and that's not sharp, but it definitely tactile. You can feel that. Reverse grip, yes, is possible and feels pretty good as well. Now, blade to handle length looks adequate. Design flow, that's good. So yeah, I think it's pretty fair right here. Lightweight, easy to carry. It's not obviously a piercing champion, but it's a nice little slicer. And let's see if we can break it loose. And that's not a problem in this front. There's no way to get in there, but it's not turning. So I think we're good there. I don't really see any thread locker per se, but it was there. It was holding. And let's push and turn and get these screws going. And that released pretty well. Next. I'm trying to figure out, let me see, if I got these busted away good enough. Okay, I pulled that, and I didn't have to undo the pocket clip screws, see, because they weren't attaching across to here anywhere. And there's your bronze washer. Plus you have a little synthetic on there too. There goes our blade stop right there. And so here is, you can see you have the pivot with its flat D-shaped pivot. So that's adequate. It's not restricted there as far as where that pivot goes. So it can go right back in here regardless. Okay. Probably just determined where that pivot is turned to for reassembly because of the flat spot on the opposite side, which means that this little flat area needs to turn. Just get this pivot to face right in here, so it'll meet with this. And then, of course, you can see the synthetic washers right on either side of the blade. And then you got bronze washers going out from there. So bronze washer right back. Here's your blade stop. Stick that back in here. Okay. And then just drop it right down. There's your detent track. I just knocked my blade stop back out. Put it right back in. And bronze washer. Kick this back on. And we should be good to go. And that body screw sat right down. And let me see if this one will too. Okay, yeah, it did. So we're good. And we're centered, but I think I got it. Yeah, I got it cranked down a little hard, I think. I could back that off a bit. Probably could back it off a little bit more. Let's see if we got any play. There's no play in that. Okay, that's even better. Yeah, that's better drop. So QSP Penguin, you know, I know a rockin' tough $29, but micarta D2, nice sharp blade, decent fit and finish. You know, you still got some cutting edge there, 3-inch, really 3.15 maybe inch blade. You know, nice lanyard hole. Fit and finish seems pretty nice. Lightweight, easy carry. Could be worse, couldn't it? I do. I like this one. And you know what we do around here? We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.